Love. What is love? When I typed into Google, it says an intense feeling of deep affection. But affection from one person can be different from others. Some crave touch, some crave silence. There isn't just a one-size-fits-all when it comes to love. I always found it ironic how Valentine's Day was always connected to the heart. From late January to early February, there would be red hearts in the aisle of your favorite stores or ads online. I say this because love has nothing to do with your heart, and everything to do with your mind. So the next time someone says, are you going to think with your head or your heart? Go with your head, because that's the only option. Romantic love all starts when you look at someone and there's a spark in your head that goes, oh wow, I never noticed them like this before. Once your crush has developed, you will begin to realize that their red flags turn into white ones as you surrender to them. This initial reaction releases a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine sets off a reward-like feeling. This can lead to heart racing, sweaty palms, and some flushed cheeks. This is the same reward system that occurs when you are on drugs such as cocaine and alcohol. You also receive higher levels of stress, the stress hormone cortisol, which is why when you start having an attraction for someone, you begin to become more anxious, which lowers your serotonin levels, hence encouraging the love is an emotional roller coaster. Most of these feelings happen within the newlywed/honeymoon phase of the relationship. This phase tends to last for roughly 3 months within the honeymoon phase, you will think your relationship is perfect and never want to leave. This is probably due to the fact that red flags are ignored. Once the initial reactions to love wear off, you start to enter a phase where the dopamine is wearing off and you begin to settle in with each other. The infatuation wears off and people's true colors come out. This is when other chemicals such as oxycontin and vasopressin begin to have a heavy approach. Oxycontin is what experts call the love hormone. It brings out feelings of content, security, and calmness, as vasopressin is a chemical connected to long-term relationships. Once everyone has settled in the relationship, this is often where disappointment, learning one another, and establishing communication take place. This is when all the serotonin and cortisol levels go back to normal, and where love is actually tested, and a good portion of where relationships end. The person feels and continues to handle issues together as a couple. This type of routine will lead to unconditional love. But in instances where the couple doesn't make it past the struggling phase, it can lead to a breakup. Breakups open up a new feeling in the brain, starting with physical pain such as chest pain, stomach pain, and the feeling of a crushing sensation. Heartbreak is considered a part of grief, and the grief can be measured in 5 stages. The 5 stages are denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Some of the physical things that can go on during heartbreak are crying, shouting, sighing, trembling, and getting angry. The brain does not identify the difference between mental and physical pain, so heartbreak basically feels the same as getting stabbed in the stomach. There are no specific time frames on how each phase affects the body and the mind. Heartbreak has no specific time limits and for each phase or any specific order. You can experience depression before denial, or you could not even experience a stage at all. Although breakups suck, psychologists say that some of the best ways to overcome heartbreak are to give yourself time, forgive the other person, and work on yourself. Doing these things along with studying old patterns can result in you eventually finding yourself and getting accepted.